Friends, Jai Sri Ram. Welcome to Bharat Marg. Let's see, what do you think? Can Nupur Sharma be saved from jihadis? What are the lessons we can learn from Salman Rushdie, who got attacked now? Okay, you know that, right? The author of Satanic Verses. So, what can we learn from Salman Rushdie and what he has to go through? Before going further, friends, if you are here for the first time, please make sure to like the video. And also, everybody like the video and subscribe the channel and also press the notification button to make sure that you get notified as we start a live debate, live discussion, so that you can participate, comment, share, everything. Because with your support only, we can spread the message of Sanatan Dharma around the world. Thank you for being our support. Hare Krishna. Now let's go and say, can Nupur Sharma be saved from jihadis? Lessons from Salman Rushdie. See, Salman Rushdie का जो अटैक हुआ वो हुआ न्यूयॉर्क में. अब उसके ऊपर एक वीडियो है हमारे पास, आप देख पाएंगे. इट इज इन फुल डिटेल वीडियो ऑन सलमान रुश्दी. बट ये जो अटैकर था वो ईरान का था, from where his fatwa for a $3 million bounty. Okay, but the interesting thing is, when his book Satanic Verses, for which he was given a bounty and given a fatwa, when it was released, the attacker was not even born. In fact, he was born 10 years after writing that book, after all the hangama. But nevertheless, he comes and takes in revenge now at the age of 24. This incident happened 34 years back. But he comes and takes a revenge after 24 years. That is 10 years after the book was written, वो उसका जन्म होता है. उसके बाद 25 साल में आके वो करता है ये काम. तो ऐसा है तो नुपुर शर्मा को हम कितना दिन अंडरग्राउंड में रख पाएंगे? Is it possible? Will she has to be there underground all through her life? किस लिए? इसलिए कि उसने महादेव के लिए डिफेंड किया. She just defended the evil comments on Mahadev, and she stood for Mahadev with no fear, expecting no favor. She was a true Sanatani leader, and for that she has to live underground. आप क्या सोचते हैं, उसको हम बचा पाएंगे? Let's go through it, क्योंकि हम इधर बोलेंगे कि क्या करना है. अगर आप भी अग्री करते हैं, if you also agree, please comment. Okay, and is there any ways to save her? Because I believe, to begin with, she will become the CM of Delhi. Let's see how what's happening. Because you you cannot stand with Mahadev and go down. That is for sure. And her name will be in the history, and it should be in the history. That's our prayer, along with her safety and prosperity. So let's see what are all the things. So you cannot protect her. Okay, you have to understand, you cannot protect her day in and day out. She has to come out. So what the government has to do? The government has to take strict action. What is the action that they have to do? Okay, from Salman Rushdie से हम क्या सीख सकते हैं कि you cannot, there is no time limit for these kind of राक्षस सोच वालों का फतवा ये वो के लिए. There is no time limit. It can come at any time. It came to Salman Rushdie after 34 years. Okay, so same thing could happen to Nupur Sharma if we don't follow it. So what is the solution for it? I believe the solution is this. India has to follow the path of China. Do you think anybody can issue fatwa in China? What do you think? Is it possible? No, nobody talks about it, you know. And if you issue fatwa, you'll become history. So that has to be handled with the iron hands. If we want to save Nupur Sharma, there is no appeasement politics. Oh, you have to understand, the government has to understand, they cannot change this, that, the mindset, जो दानव का mindset है ना, उसको आप बदल नहीं पाएंगे. क्या हिरण्यकशिपु को बदल पाए थे? भगवान विष्णु को बदल नहीं पाए थे. बदमासुर को भगवान शिव बदल नहीं पाए थे. तो मोदी जी इन लोगों को क्या बदल पाएंगे? नहीं बदल पाएंगे. So what we have to do? We have to deal them with iron fist. See, देखना, कल आपका ऊपर हो सकता है, किसी के ऊपर, कन्हैया के ऊपर हुआ, कन्हैया कुमार के ऊपर का मतलब कन्हैया जो जयपुर वाले थे, या अदर पर्सन इन मध्य प्रदेश. सो मेनी पीपल, एक दो तो बोल ही नहीं पाएंगे, नाम भूल जाता है. हर दिन का खबर आते रहता है. एवरी डे यू गेट समथिंग, सम न्यूज और द अदर, राइट? यस और नो? So if you want it, first of all, the fatwa business has to stop. Modi government has to make a incredible iron fist order and come out, or the person whomever will follow has to do this. And they had to be handled, okay, with if you either follow Indian law or don't follow it. Okay, you cannot ask this law you will follow, that law you will follow, kind of thing. You have to follow the rule of the land. Otherwise, and the rule of the land doesn't give permission for fatwas, because ये civilized का नहीं है. So they that is one thing they have to be done. And whenever somebody violated, they have to go like China. See, understand, we can always learn from our enemies. Do you agree? We can learn from our enemies. Whatever good anybody does, I was reading somewhere, हम जिसको भी रास्ते में मिलते हैं ना, सब अपने लिए टीचर बन जाते हैं in one way or the other. That's what it is. Nupur Sharma should be accorded with the highest security throughout her life. ठीक है भाई, हो सकता है, कर देंगे. क्या वन नुपुर शर्मा, एक नुपुर शर्मा तो हो गया, और 10 लोग, 15 लोग, 1000 लोग, 10,000 लोग के ऊपर फतवा आया, फिर क्या करेंगे आप? सबके लिए सिक्योरिटी देंगे क्या? वो सिक्योरिटी पर्सनल जो इंदिरा गांधी को किया वो नहीं करते तो क्या करेगा? क्योंकि आप बोलेंगे क्या, जो नुपुर शर्मा का सिक्योरिटी को होगा सब हिंदू होगा? ये सेक्युलर कंट्री में वो पॉसिबल है क्या? What if the security person turned against her? Right? So the thing is, the law of the land has to take course with a stringent action and make sure nobody follows any other law than our constitution. That's it. Number one. Number two, China के तरफ हमें भी ऐसा आयन हैंड के साथ ये दानव मानसिकता को एकदम कुचलना होगा. That's what you had to learn from China. Nobody talks about China. Do you think anybody talks about the human right violation happening in China? No, America, the guys who are the flag bearers of, what do you call, flag bearers of human rights, so-called, do they talk about it? Do the Middle East people talk about it? Even the small countries, sometime it's so funny. In Nupur Sharma case, even the smallest of the smallest countries came and threatened India, kind of a large nation. Can you believe that? Okay, our Jaishankar was the foreign minister, went and gave big talk against all the European countries, but we folded hands and kneeled down in front of the small Middle East countries, right? So do they ever talk against China? No. Why? When you take stringent action, when you take action You say this is the law of the land, either you follow or go. Do you ever see these kind of law following, this law follow karenge, us law follow karenge in Russia? Why nobody is talking about it? So I'm not saying you have to become a communist country. That's not what I'm advocating for. What I am advocating is simple. This business of issuing fatwa is should be declared illegal, and जो भी करेंगे उनको लॉ उसका कोर्स लेके एक्शन करना चाहिए आयरन फिस्ट के साथ. Okay, I am sure Yogi ji will do it and Modi ji will pave a way for him to do it. But the thing is, this is the only solution. क्योंकि आज नुपुर शर्मा है, कल अपना दूसरा कोई बहन हो सकता है, भाई हो सकता है, बेटा हो सकता है, बेटी हो सकती है. तो इसलिए it is very simple. First, we have to understand our enemy. Our enemy never forgives, forgets. They kind of keep it for years together till they accomplish their goal. Whatever they wanted to do it, they will do it at the end of the day. मरते तो हम सब हैं, एक दिन या दूसरा मरते ही हैं, कोई प्रॉब्लम नहीं. जो डरेगा वो हर दिन मरेगा, जो धैर्य से रहेगा, ब्रेवरी से रहेगा, वो एक दिन मरेगा. ठीक है. सो इसलिए व्हाट आवर गवर्नमेंट हैज टू डू इज वेरी सिंपल. Get rid of all the illegal businesses coming from law and order, coming from different worship places. It's not acceptable. Law and order comes from the lawmakers. Law and order comes from the courts of India, not from the worship places, so-called issuing on whose head is how much worth, whose tongue is how much worth, and those kind of things. If you agree, say Jai Sri Ram. And second thing, we have to act like China and Russia to completely eradicate the extremism. Like how China did. Do you ever hear anything happening in China where these guys want a separate land, separate country, divide the country, those kind of things? In fact, they are keep on eating other countries. Okay. So, Nupur Sharma अपना बेटी है, अपनी बहन है, who stood for Mahadev, and Mahadev shall bless her, and we pray for her. इन रक्षाबंधन का दिन आप उसको यो माइंड में लेके आए क्या नुपुर शर्मा जी को? नहीं तो आपको लेके आना जरूरी है, नहीं तो अभी भी कर सकते हैं. Our the government, we have to power the government in a way that they can take solid action. How do you do it? We have to learn, like I was reading somewhere, courts never the courts of India never respect Hindus because they never block roads, right? And different other communities, they block roads, so they never care about the law, what the Supreme Court says, because it will be bent, broken for them, etc. So let's pray for Nupur Sharma, okay? But before going further, friends, make sure to you register, share this video with as many people so that लोगों को पता हो जाए कि भारत मार्ग में संस्कृत क्लासेस चलती है ऑनलाइन में, ये फ्री कोर्स होती है. एंड एनीबडी कैन, नो एज लिमिट, कोई भी इसमें रजिस्टर कर सकते हैं अपने व्हाट्सएप भेज के +16479644790 को, और यू कैन बिकम ए मेंबर होके यू कैन take part in lot of good activities. Please go through this poster and you will understand Gaudan, Gauseva. This is to make sure that we increase the number of practicing Hindus. At the same time, we also get some support so that we can sustain and run. Okay. And Bharat Marga also takes the people on private luxury trips, pilgrimage trips. So if any senior citizens, if these trips are senior citizen friendly, और स्पेशल नीड जो लोग होते हैं उनका भी फ्रेंडली है, चिल्ड्रन फ्रेंडली, तो कोई चाहिए चाहते हैं तो कांटेक्ट कर सकते हैं अपना व्हाट्सएप में. ऑल्सो वी सेंड आउट वन धार्मिक मैसेज एवरी डे, यू कैन सब्सक्राइब टू इट. इसको अपना व्हाट्सएप भेज के +16479644790 में व्हाट्सएप भेजिएगा, हमसे जुड़िए और कोई भी आपको सवाल है कभी भी आप पूछ सकते हैं भी. Okay, so now last but not the least, we learn the lesson from Salman Rushdie and make sure that we protect our nation, और अपने भाई बंधु और बहन बेटियों को और दानव लोगों से बचाने के लिए कानून को मजबूत बनाएं, कानून को इम्प्लीमेंट ऐसा करें विद आयरन फिस्ट. Okay, that is the only solution. If you agree, disagree, please comment and say yes, आपका राय क्या है, क्योंकि we will love to know what you think. Okay, please comment and share, like the video, subscribe the video. Hare Krishna, Hare Krishna. आप खुश रहिए. Hare Krishna.